Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's October 30th, 2024, and we are in the Old Testament book of Zechariah. We're going to read chapter 3 today. All right, so Zechariah has a vision of the high priest Joshua. Now, one thing to keep in mind as we're reading this, that Joshua is not being called out for iniquity, not being really called out for sin. He's simply being called out that he's not really being a high priest-like person, which isn't really his fault based on this. He was the first high priest when they came back from exile. He doesn't know what he's doing, is the idea that we should be getting here. And Zechariah is encouraging him and praying for him and saying, you know what, let's get rid of this dirty garments that you're wearing and let's start being more high priest-like. So again, this whole idea of the exiles, the returning exiles need to be brought back in to grace with God, good grace with God. God has brought them back as a remnant, but they're still living in their past, I guess is the best way to put it. And again, as he encourages Joshua to start being more high priest-like, we get this idea of a branch and this idea that a king is coming, a high priest is coming in those days, and again, that's pointing to Christ. So again, the message to the exiles returning is, hey, here's the perfection that's waiting for you, but you guys need to start moving that way. Let's go ahead and we're going to read Zechariah chapter 3. Then he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to oppose him. And the Lord said to Satan, the Lord rebuke you, Satan. The Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and was standing before the angel. Then he answered and spoke to those who stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And to him he said, see, I have removed your iniquity from you, and I will clothe you with rich robes. And I said, let them put a clean turban on his head. So they put a clean turban on his head, and they put the clothes on him, and the angel of the Lord stood by. Then the angel of the Lord admonished Joshua, saying, thus says the Lord of hosts, if you will walk in my ways, and if you will keep my command, then you shall also judge my house, and likewise have a charge of my courts. I will give you places to walk among those who stand here. Hear, O Joshua the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you. For they are a wondrous sign. For behold, I am bringing forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon the stone are 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave its inscription, says the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in 1 day. And that day, says the Lord of hosts, everyone will invite his neighbor under his vine and under his fig tree. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.